Hello, QPR fans of Players TV home and away. Deejay Ranger back in the place once again, like the Renegade Master. This time with a season preview, seen as we're more or less halfway through the season now. Okay, had we played the Luton game, that would have been the official 23rd game of the season. But due to COVID, it was cancelled and it's been rearranged for next Tuesday. So, but we're as good as halfway through the season. So, just giving my thoughts and views on the first half of the season, which I think, and obviously I'll put some questions out there for you guys and girls to make some comments on in the comment section below on this vlog, ladies and gents, which is much appreciated. Overall, it's been an indifferent start to the season for us. A different half of the season, I thought. In patches, we played pretty good football at times, plenty of possession, but the key thing is final ball, final third of the pitch. We're not really doing it, which is kind of costing us, as well as some defensive lapses as a team unit. You know, okay, the individuals make mistakes, but it's, you win as a team, you lose as a team, you draw as a team. You know, people will slag off players and stuff, which, you know, we all do, but does it really help? I suppose not. Obviously, we're not there at the ground at the present due to COVID. Okay, we have some games where fans were allowed in on a limited basis. But realistically, you know, it doesn't help. We need to get behind the players, especially more so now. You know, yeah, we've had some not so great games, to name but a couple: Huddersfield away, Barnsley away, and then there's games where, you know, which can be frustrating because we know we can play against the teams at the top of the table, i.e., Bournemouth away, Watford at home, even recently Norwich away, where okay, we may not have had a lot of the ball, but we looked, you know, we looked as if we could trouble them at times, which we did, and we were lucky in the end not to come away with a win there, which would have been a smash and grab story. But you know, you can, it's within the team. We know we can compete against the better sides of the division, you know, as well as the so-called lesser sides. But it's doing it on a regular basis, ladies and gents, and sorting it out, which I'm sure the squad are trying to do, but it's not happening at the minute. You know, it's not coming off. Things are happening, and that's the way it goes, I suppose, when you're down at the bottom. Your luck's not in, but you've got to make your own luck as well. So I suppose the fact that you've got to work harder in training, work hard on the pitch during the games. You know, I've seen comments on the thing like about the manager, like keep repeating himself. But what else can he say? I mean, it is literally fine margins, ladies and gents. I'm not sticking up for Wolverton. You know, I'll support the manager, whoever's there at the time. But as you know yourself, ladies and gents, football is a results game. And if the results don't come, eventually the inevitable will happen and the manager will go, but the players will stay. When I think personally, the players are to blame just as much as the manager because they've stepped over that white line. He's named his squad to go out there to perform who he thinks the best side will be against the opposing side. And it doesn't happen sometimes. So they're to blame as well. But obviously the manager will go. So, you know, time will tell whether Wolverton will see out the season or not, or whether we'll get someone new in. And as you know yourself, ladies and gents, maybe on a short-term thing it might work out, but long-term it hasn't, because we're still doing the same thing every other season or every 2 or 3 seasons, changing managers, which doesn't really work, does it? Let's be honest. You know, we can carry on until we get the right one. But how long will that take, and what division will be in? Who knows? Yeah, so it's kind of frustrating because, you know, we've competed against some of the top half, you know, top of the table teams even, and done well against them in parts of games and stuff, and managed to get a point, and unlucky not to win some of them. And other games where we've just been poor, we're just like back in the old QPR from as and when, as like we all know. Is that down to the quality of play we have in the squad now compared to previously? Could be, you know, better players perform better, possibly. You know, prime example, before the original lockdown, we had the likes of Jordan Hugo and Naki Wells on loan. And, you know, now we've got like Dykes and Bonnet up front. You know, personally, my personal opinion, you know, Wells and Hugo are much better, but we couldn't afford them. it's as simple as that, and that's how the club are operating, ladies and gents. So we may have to suffer for a while, even more, until either things progress or we find better players than what we've got already. But we have to make do with what we've got and support them, ladies and gents. And hopefully the results will come our way sooner rather than later, because it's getting rather close to going into the bottom three at present. And as they've said in commentary on some of the games, you need your players to roll up their sleeves and get stuck in. You need some leaders on the pitch. In the last 3 games, in my opinion, there hasn't been too many leaders on the pitch, and I don't know how many of them would have the belly for a relegation fight. I'm not saying that they're not trying. I'm sure they are, but time will tell, ladies and gents. And come the end of the season, we'll see where we're finishing the table. Let's hope it's above the bottom 3. It's still a long way to go, and hopefully we can have a better second half of the season and pick up some valuable points along the way and keep our championship status. Everyone's got their views on the first half of the season, but they're mine, ladies and gents, and that's my opinion of how I've seen it gone so far. I just hope the team can improve, get some important wins under their belt, and hopefully the fans, will return to the grounds at some stage en masse rather than just limited capacity. Whether that will happen personally this season, I don't think it will, but you never know. That's it for myself, ladies and gents, for QPR fans and Players TV home and away, with a season review for the first half of 2020-21 season. That's it from Deejay Ranger. I'm out of here. Come on, you R'ss. Hello, QPR fans and Players TV home and away. Deejay Ranger back with some questions for you fans out there on our first half of the season, more or less. Okay, we played 22 out of the 23. If we played the Luton game, that would have been the halfway mark. But as it got called off and we're playing them next Tuesday on the 12th, then we're as good as halfway through the season. Just some questions to put at you, ladies and gents, regarding the team, the performances, etc. and so forth so far this season. And my first one is, who has been the standout player for you this season so far in the first half of the season, ladies and gents? Let me know in the comments below. Second question to you is, what's been the highlight of the season so far for you, ladies and gents? Personally, for me, the Cardiff home game, where first half we looked totally in control. We were winning 2-0. I think it was. Or do we concede a late goal in the first half? Sorry, I can't remember now. Cardiff got back into the game early on, brought it back to 2-2. They looked like as if they're going to go on and get the winner. And then a very late opportunity for QPR, and Don Ball hit a magnificent shot from outside the area, like into more or less in the top corner of the loft end. And it's a shame us, the fans, weren't there, because they would have been going mental in the stands. I don't know what the limbs would have been like. That was my highlight of the season, ladies and gents, so far, from an indifferent season. Who do you think has impressed as well from the new players that have been coming to the club so far? I thought Willock done okay overall. Thomas hasn't played too much because he's been out injured. As for Dykes and Bond, the jury are out on them, even though Dykes has scored 4 penalties and scored from 1 open play, and Bond's only got the 1 goal so far. I think they do put the work rate in, but sometimes maybe the service to them both isn't great, and obviously Bond's coming a lot as a sub. With Uncle Albert Adoma, he's kind of coming as a sub a lot. He's done a few little bits and bobs, but still, second half of the season to come, so hopefully he can get involved a bit more. Same with Charlie Kelman. For me though, Deng has been a surprise. He's been decent. I can't fault for any goals that we've conceded. He's done really, really well. That's my choice anyway for a player who's done really well in the first half of the season. Next question is, what are your hopes for the second half of the season from Rangers? Obviously, not stating the obvious, score more goals, try and make less defensive errors as a team, which can cost us goals, which kind of has been doing in the first half of the season. The team are kind of playing the right football, but it's the end product, which hopefully we can see a better return in the second half of the season, ladies and gents. So yeah, there's a few questions out there for you, ladies and gents. So get your comments in, ladies and gents, to the comments section below for them questions, and it'd be good to hear from you on your thoughts and views on the first half of the season. That's it myself, Deejay Ranger, for QPR Fans and Players TV, home and away. I'm out of here. Come on, you R'ss.